John Joe, then first of all, another chance for you to show what you can do.
Yeah, obviously it's going to be an important game for me personally, but for the team, even though we have qualified, it's still going to be an important game, and it's a chance for us young lads to show, obviously, the boss what we can do again.
How important is it for young players like yourself at this stage in your career to be able to grab these sorts of chances when they come along?
I think every time you get the chance to play, you have to leave an impression in the boss's mind, and hopefully so far that we've done that.
Has the boss spoken to you much about leaving an impression so far?
Yeah, he's had a few words.
What's the sort of general feeling within the squad at the moment in terms of the way the season is going? Do you feel as if progress is being made, but you're just having a few setbacks here?
I think there's been some disappointment, but we're working hard, and I think there's a good team spirit within the group, and I know everything's going to be alright, and everything will get better because we've got the players and the team spirit to do it.
I'm sure you probably know plenty about Utrecht now. I mean, what sort of things are you expecting from them?
I wasn't involved out there, but I watched the match and there was a good team, a good passing team, so it'll be a very good game tomorrow night at Anfield.
And has Dirk Kuyt been a bit of a spy in the camp in some ways, giving you a few ideas?
He hasn't said much to me personally, but I think he's itching to play, so that'll be a good game.
You talked about using the younger players and some of the players coming back from injury in Europe. Has that given you more of a headache because of the performances they've put in the Europa League games in terms of selection for the Premier League?
It should have done, but to be frank, it hasn't, because they are young players, they are inexperienced players. I've been delighted that they've stood up to the test, but at the same time, I still haven't thought that when John Joe Shelvey has played a good game, that lifts him above Moreles, Lucas and Poulsen. It doesn't, because they're good players too. What's good to see is that the young player that we've invested money in is proving to be worth his money, and is proving to be the future prospect that we think he is, and he's already able to prove it. But he's a modest young man, he's a confident young man, but he's a modest young man as well, and he knows that there's a lot of work to be done before he can hold his hand up and say, look at me, what a good Premiership player I am. But in players like Gerrard in particular, but also I would say in players like Poulsen and Lucas, he's got people he can look at and say, well, there's the benchmark, that's what I've got to reach, and hopefully they'll help him reach it, because as you heard him say, the mood's not pretty good at the moment, because we got beat at the weekend, but I mean, it's been a very, very good mood, and the players, I've got to say, ever since I came to this club, through the good results or the bad, the players have always been very much focused on their work, focused on their training, and focused on trying to do what we try to do. We don't always succeed, but we try.